I'm Mike from St. Thomas Economic Development, here with another little update from the St. Thomas megasite. Okay, so today we're going to take a look at some of the equipment that's getting used on the megasite here in St. Thomas, and I'm here with Jeremy. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hello.
What do you do, Jeremy?
I'm a dozer operator for Amoco.
Right on. And so what types of operations are you doing with this piece of equipment?
What we're mainly doing is we have a spotter placing granular stone down from the trucks that deliver it from Woodstock, and then I come in behind it and blade it out to a certain elevation that the GPS that's in the dozer allows us to tell us our height reference that we need to put the pad in, so we have certain specs that we have to follow.
That's very cool. What sort of tolerance can you grade to with the system that you're using?
With this type of granular stone that we're putting in, I could get it within an inch to a half an inch.
That's incredible, to get all of this within an inch or half an inch. Some of these pieces of gravel are 2 or 3 inches big. That's fantastic. So tell me a bit about the specs of this machine. Like, how much does it weigh? What's the horsepower? That kind of thing.
Oh, frick, I want to say around 40,000 pounds roughly, give or take. And the blade is about 12 and a half feet wide. And so it could push the truckload within like 3 passes finished pretty much. So because I'm doing the final grade, I tend to take a few extra passes, which makes it a little easier on myself and the machinery.
So I see this is a John Deere machine. Do you prefer working with John Deere or with Cat?
Actually, I don't have a preference what machine I run. It comes down to whatever the company decides to purchase at the time.
I've heard some people say that the Dozer is the most important piece of equipment on a site like this. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I definitely agree with it. It is very particular in what we have to do in that, because with the Dozer, we have to go in and make sure the ditches and the final grading is supposed to look good, because to the naked eye, when the bosses see a clean job site, they leave us alone.
That sounds like a lot of responsibility for the Dozer drivers here on the site. So what are the odds I can get in this thing and give it a try myself?
I think it'll be a good chance. I'll just have to put it down to a low gear for you, so it's nice and slow pace.
All right, let's give it a try.
Okay, as you can see, this is our GPS screen right here, which tells us our elevation is at 251.98. Okay, the green is telling me I'm right on par where I need to be. The blue means there's a fill.
So these numbers are basically telling us whether our blade is above or below perfect,
yes.
Right?
You could change the models how you want it right here.
Interesting.
See, this is like more of a fill area, and this is the less fill area, right? So everything's changed. You can see how much of a fill we've done on the job site, right? And everything up here in the orange is going to be all the cut.
Okay.
Right? And all these little lines are all the interior ditches.
Wow.
If you look right in here, we could even move it where we want to. This is a parking lot that we are going to be building right now. And then as well, there's another parking lot right in this zone over here. So it's just, that's why I say this is a very important piece of equipment, right? Because it tells the foreman, lets the foreman know what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. And as we go through it, if I find there's a problem, I report it to the foreman, and then he goes to the project manager, and then they just figure out what they need to do for the next course of action to make sure the progress is running smoothly as possible.
Tell me about the controls to handle this thing.
So obviously, right here is your blade control function here. So you got your down motion this way, away from your body, up towards you. This controller here is to angle your blade to left and right. And then the most important thing is when you're running the GPS is this button right here. This runs your automatics. So as you're going forward, you hit it and it'll cut your stone to where you want to be at. But you just can't run it when you want to. You have to trim it as much as possible, get within 2 to 3 inches, 4 inches roughly, and then you can start using your automatics. And once the blade fills up with whatever material you're pushing, shut it off, raise your blade up, and run the material out. So this way, as your blade fills up with material, it becomes heavier and it wants to push the blade down farther, more than needs to be cut. So you don't want to be cutting too much because it's a waste of time and costs more money. You want to move just the right amount of material. Now, this control here controls how the machine moves forward and reverse. So, and this button here controls your speed, which you're not going to have to need to use. But right here, this is forward, and then reverse, as you can hear the backup beeper, and your camera shows up at the same time. And there's your horn, right? So, and then to your left, to your right.
Okay, let's see how it goes. Well, what do you think, Jeremy? Is there room for another Dozer driver on the site?
I think there is definitely room. As long as you wanted to go to our union and do our training program, they could help you refine your skills. But I definitely seen worse.
All right, well, we'll maybe try to refine my skills in a future video. But thank you very much for showing us what you do and what goes on the site on a daily basis. Like and subscribe on YouTube, and tune in next week for another little update from the St. Thomas Mega Site.